I am working on leveling my Huppermage still. And I was like, you know what? I haven't done a live stream in 6 weeks, something like that. It's been a while. I was like, I can live stream it, maybe chit chat with some people if there's anybody still up. What I've been doing to try to level my Huppermage and kind of get some commas and stuff at the same time is I've been just kind of blasting through achievements, sticking to dungeons where I could knock out 4 or 5 or all of them if I can in one go. And this is the one I just did last. Let's see where we at here. Bob's Gully, Lord Crow. That one takes a little while to kind of zigzag through. Ooh, I could do the rat dungeons. Got an overhaul. I kind of want to do the rat dungeons. Let's head up to Bonta. That's always fun to say. We missed you gameplay on YouTube. Yeah, one of the reasons I'm trying to get this Huppermage leveled up is because I'd like to try and do some end-game dungeons. Now, I've been debating about, instead of using the Huppermage is just a class I've been enjoying on Elizale, and I want to get to try a higher level one, but it takes so long to level on Elizale. So I came over here, created one, and I'm leveling her up so I can try her out. Now, I do have a Tank Panda on that same account, and I've thought about maybe just trying to go the Tank Panda route, see about running some stuff that way, but I don't know. Do you guys think doing high level dungeons with a Tank Panda would be boring to watch? I mean, it's not like they make the dungeons easy necessarily, but I do feel like it has a way of really, what's the word? I don't want to say they ruin dungeons, but they definitely change the flow of a dungeon, the mechanics of it. So, you know, if it's supposed to work a particular way, and there's supposed to be a specific challenge to it, a Tank Panda has a way of almost undoing a lot of that and making it to where it doesn't function the way it's necessarily supposed to. But I could do it. I'm actually thinking I might get another set. I've never tried an Omni Panda. I thought about maybe getting an alternate set for the Panda, and then it would be like I'm running with a 4th character, not just a Tank Panda. So we'll see. I do hope to get some gameplay stuff up there pretty soon. I did explore the new update, the Evil Forest. That was kind of the latest thing I put up there that was gameplay oriented, and that was actually a lot of fun. I had fun with that. Switched back to Elio because I felt like sticking it to my team. SRAM is fun and stuff, but Elio would be better. I do really enjoy the Elio. They take some concentration. Sticking with them is the best way to learn them. I've even thought about making a video kind of on this subject, but I feel like the best way to learn a class is to play the class by itself. I know that sounds funny, but it's kind of like when you do Temporis. If you don't have a group, you suddenly find yourself really trying to learn every little thing you can, and you accomplish so much more with a single character. And I feel like part of that's because you have to. And so you force yourself to figure out what are the little tricks and what are the little things I can do. And I'm going to say right now, guys, I'm not sure I'm completely happy with some of these Inu changes. I mean, this is kind of fun. I like this move here. Boom. Oh, I think I left my trophies on. Can I get back there in time? I liked Slaughtering Shovel, but I don't like the fact that it moves the character. That's the main thing I don't like about it. And they took away my AoE spell. I used that, it was probably the #1 spell I used on it. Maybe that's why they took it away? Like, wait a second. That's not what's supposed to be going on here. Look at this, she's got 12 AP, and she's still in like all wisdom gear. I started actually looking at some ideas for the Hupper. So in fact, I think I might have it. So yeah, I was trying to come up with an idea for like a strength intelligence build for my Huppermage. Around level, I think 160 is kind of what I was looking at. I'll show you what I put together. You guys can kind of give me your thoughts on it. You guys aren't moving nowhere, even with the extra MP. I guess I can heal you up a smudge, and you can't do anything. Maybe I should stop stealing MP from these guys so they can get closer. Red's gonna have to do all the work just because he's the only one that can reach him. Oh, you jerk. So this was kind of the first shot I took at nothing too crazy. In fact, these are the only boots I didn't recognize, but they had strength and intelligence. I think it was called like Mist Boots or Misty Boots or something like that. And yeah, I mean, it got me a pretty decent spread considering this is, I think 165 was the level cap I put on this. I do think I want to get some more range though. Strength and intelligence has a lot of range modifiable spells, so I might try to get some more range on this setup. But that's kind of my first shot at it there. Any of this stuff. Oh, look at that. We still got something worth some money here. I could go to some high level dungeons, get a bunch of keys, and do some serious power leveling. But what I like about going this route is you tend to make a bit of money at the same time because you get the resources And as you knock out all those achievements, you get some commas too. And y'all know I always be hurting for some commas. Oh, I'm so excited to get to try a high level Huppermage. I'm getting close. I'm getting closer. I've always felt like they have like the coolest animations. It's like every one of their moves and sounds and everything are just over the top. Makes them so fun. I have to say, some of the IOP changes, I do like some of the spells, the way they've made some changes to the IOP. One thing I was thinking about though, it's like the two classes that I have the most significant guide out there for are the two classes that just got completely changed up. I'm like, oh. Anybody here played the Elden Ring game? I just finished Horizon Dawn, or well, Horizon Forbidden West actually. I keep calling it Horizon Dawn, and my son's like, it's actually Forbidden West, Dad. I know, you know what game I'm talking about. I just finished that 2 days ago. I took my time with it. My son just blew right through it. Got done with it in no time. He's like, man, that was a short story. I was like, really? But me, I was like, I'm going to savor this. These games don't come out very often. I want to enjoy it. They definitely left it hanging for a sequel. So any of you who are fans and thinking about getting it, it's a great game. I really, really liked the game. But I got the Elden Ring game. I've never played any of the Dark Souls. I was always under the impression that I probably wouldn't have the patience for it. And I booted it up for the first time last night. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, are they not even gonna give me a tutorial? Teach me how to like play this game? Well, it turns out I totally went right past the spot where you're supposed to be able to do a tutorial. I was like, oh, because they don't even like call it a tutorial. They're like, go down below into the pit of remembrance. How was I supposed to mean? No, that means, hey, down there's the tutorial, dude. You should go check it out. Oh, I'm in trouble. If I can't even find the tutorial in this game. Best followers, primes, and views on mystrom.store. Remove the space. I don't think so, buddy. All right, nobody click that link. I wouldn't trust it. It's naughty. Howdy. I've lurked a time or two, but I also haven't played Dofus in a hot minute. That's all right. I don't mind the lurking. I am guilty of doing just as such a thing. Of course, not lurking on myself. That would be kind of odd. Monster Hunter Rise, huge fan. Also have a weird fascination and or love-hate relationship with Kingdom Hearts. The Monster Hunter, I've played Monster Hunter. Not the newest one. Is Rise the newest one that just came out? That looked pretty cool. The one I played was the one that just was before that. They had the Ice expansion, and then I can't even remember what the name of it. Man, how long ago was that now? I haven't played the Kingdom Hearts. My brother, he likes those, and he's played all of those as well. I have not, though. And now it's at the point where I feel like if I were to go back to play them now, they would take me so much time, and I kind of would want to start on the most recent one, but that's probably not the way to do it, because I think all the stories and stuff are somewhat connected, right? I love the way they look when they run. These ones with the capes. See if he's going to do it again. Look at that. That is so awesome. Monster Hunter World, that's the one. That's the one I played. It's been out for like 5 years. My goodness. I can't believe it's been 5 years already. Oh, there's 10 Kingdom Hearts. Wow. I did not realize that. Well, no, there's definitely no way I'm going to play through 10 of them. I've struggled with Nintendo. So when I was younger, I had the regular first Nintendo. I had a Game Boy, the old black and white brick. Gosh. But I had that one, then I moved up to the Game Boy Color. I had the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, the Nintendo GameCube. I had like every Nintendo up until they started to get to the Wii's. And it's like the controllers just started getting too wacky. You know, I understood the concept of the Wii and liked it a wee bit. I don't have my little drum rolls sound anymore. The controllers, I found myself constantly struggling with the controller so much that it made the game more difficult than I wanted it to be. Where it's got all the gyro tilting effects in it. I'm like, I don't want to have to think so hard just to use my controller. I don't mind a really complicated game, but don't make it more complicated by giving me a really weird controller. See, there are hearts 1, 2, 3, dream drop distance, 365, 2 days, chain of memories, birth by sleep, recoded 2.9, and they all matter. My goodness, what are with those names? It's like they just started randomly grabbing things and sticking them together. It's another achievement we can knock out pretty easily. Black Rat. Seems only logical to now go to Black Rat, right? Kind of like this dungeon. Let's go do that one next. Although I might need keys since I did that. I did the thing to get the shield. Did you guys do that this weekend? Get the shield cover? This one right here. Vegetal? Vegetal Shield. Yeah, the titles are just the tip of the iceberg. Sounds like they're the tip of about 10 different icebergs. That's hilarious. I love these little tube things that they have here in Brockmar. They're way cooler than the little Drago turkey things we got in Bonta. I was a little jealous of that. Oh my goodness. Look at this. I mean, who wants to be the guy that was strapped down to this mousetrap? Look at that. Well, no, I'm not completely covering it. I mean, goodness, they blew the head off of it. That's Elden Ring stuff right there. You know, that's what you expect to see. Only this guy gets smashed, all the blood blows out of his head, and then he gets up and tries to attack you. What I don't like about Nintendo is that the Switch came out 5 years ago and still has the same price, same thing with the games. And you know why? Because Nintendo can do that. It's a whole different category of gamers. They're very protective of their IPs. They have to have a character that is marketable. You got Mario and Luigi, you got Pokemon games. They can literally make 2 versions of the exact same Pokemon game and change just 2 of the Pokemon that's in it so they can put a different title on it, and people will buy both of them. They will buy both versions of that game. It's amazing. It's not even the most powerful system. Nintendo could make a powerful system equivalent to the PS5 or the Series X if they wanted to, but they know they don't have to. They do a really good job of knowing who their client is and providing what their client wants. I gotta give them credit for that. Right now, their controllers are just so wacky. And the new Switch controllers, if you don't put them in the actual, like, where you slip them into the thingamajiggy, whatever thing that is that holds the Joy-Cons. If you hold those separate, like turn them sideways, you know, they make them look like you can buy 2 controllers and 4 people can play. We bought one so that my 2 boys, my wife and I, could all play together. And I always felt like I was gonna break that little controller. I'm like trying to use it and everything. I'm pushing these little buttons. I'm like, this thing's gonna break. You try to play Mario Party with one of those little doodads, you're gonna break it. No, I'm a Dofus noob. I love the game, but I always get bored and make new characters by the time mine hit level 100. Hey, I'm with you. I've made many characters. Oh, you know, this is probably gonna look pretty sad, but I was looking at this the other day. So if you didn't know this, on the Dofus website, if you delete a character, you can actually pay to have it restored. Well, in the process of doing that, they will also show you all the characters that are available for restoring. And I was going to restore a character the other day, and when I saw the list of the number of characters that I had deleted from my accounts, it was rather embarrassing. I'm glad it doesn't show me how much time was invested. These are all the characters that I have deleted from one account. All right, 127, 88, 149, 91, 26, 55, 58, 55, 40, 46, 42, 76, 111, 114, 37, 53, 42, 74, 44, 48, 126, 112, 57, 196, 45, 44, 74, 63, 39, 29, 20, 193, 82, 31, 103, 125, 62, 32, 53, and 48. Oh man. As you can see, I've tried the rogue many times and just never made it very far. Man, how many rogues do I got on here? I got Explosia, Ticking, that's a fun one. Jalapenos, that was gonna be an agility. Get it? Jalapenos, they were gonna be green bombs. Miss Pepper, I was trying strength. That wasn't a good idea. Miss Rose was gonna be a intelligence. Toots, Explosia. Oh, I had another Explosia. Apparently, I managed to use that one twice. Fantasia. and then my favorite, Pension Loafs. Oh, I was so happy with that one. Pension Loafs. That, if I remember right, that's the rogue that I created this when Defy made his guild on Illyzale, and I was creating a character so I could join and play on his guild. And Pension Loafs was the name of the character. I've never been able to stick to a rogue at all. Pension Loafs equals comedy gold. Yes, I'm glad you appreciate that. Pension Loafs, man. We're dropping bombs. I had to explain that to so many people that kind of ruined the joke because they just weren't familiar with the term. I'm like, you've never heard of Pension Loafs for dropping bombs? Oh, yeah. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm just a big kid. That's all I am. Just a big kid. Summons. So they just made that change where you have control. Oh, I know what it was. I wish that it didn't require an AP to even use this. Because there's so many times that I will cast out a summon and I'll do all my attacks and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I wanted to uncontrol that summon. Well, now I have to wait till my next turn because you have to have an actual AP to use this. But the thing is when you use it, you get reimbursed your AP. Why can't they just make it a free spell? You just click it and it works. I feel like that would be so much easier, so I didn't have to remember to think to use it first. Anybody else see what I'm saying on that? Probably the way they code the game doesn't allow them to have... Yeah, I figured that's probably the reason too. I have often thought if we had any idea of what all the code is that they have to look at, because, you know, this game's been around for over 20 years now, right? Didn't they just have their anniversary? Wasn't it their 20-year anniversary? 20 years ago, they weren't thinking of this game being the size that it is. Now, granted, it had actually... So it wasn't 20 years ago that it became 2.0. That was... Right, what, 8 or 9 years ago? How long have we been 2.0 now? But even at that point, you know, this game has changed so much. They're probably looking forward to this Unity port, if nothing else, just so they can maybe implement a lot of things that will make their life easier, and we'll never know it. We'll never see the changes that caused for them or improved for them just because we don't see that side of the game. But I can only imagine that the line used in their headquarters all the time of, oh, I can't wait till we can use Unity. Oh, I can't wait till we can use Unity is probably even more than all of us are like, oh, I can't wait till this is on Unity. Oh, I can't wait until this is on Unity. Yeah, it's old. I remember OG Dofus, the tutorial was like 1 arachne. Did any of you guys try the Dofus Retro Temporis that they had? It was a pretty hot item. A lot of people were getting into it, so I was like, you know what? I haven't touched Retro since we went to 2.0. I guess I can see what it's like. It, you know, be the nostalgia of it. Like, I'll make some content on it. People like seeing some Temporis and everything. So I downloaded it, Dofus Retro, and logged in and played. I think I made it 30 minutes. I was done probably after 20. I pushed myself to 30. I was like, oh, I don't like this version of the game. I'm so glad I'm on 2.0. There's just so many quality of life changes that have been made. Little things too. For example, if you're doing a quest, made a quest, you know how it shows up in your little text bar. Well, you can click the text name and it pops up the dialog box and everything. You don't have to go over here to your quest book and all that kind of stuff. Can't do that over there. You have to dig and find the quest. Just little things like that. You're like, my goodness. Wham. Look at that. All Wisdom Hupper still able to take out an enemy because Huppermages are so awesome. That's the most disgusting rat in the whole dungeon. My goodness. I mean, I'm sure I would have only played it an hour, but the nostalgia trip would have been nice. I did like it. When I first booted it up and I was hearing the music and I was seeing some pictures and I was picking out my character, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I lived on for so many years. This is so awesome. And then when I got into the game, I forgot how slow the enemies move and do their attack. Oh, I was like, come on, Gobble, just do your move already. Just some things like that. You forget. I take my sweet time leveling. I'm a profession workhorse. Oh, nice. I have quite a few professions leveled up on my IOP. I would level up more of the crafting professions. I would have them maxed up if pebbles did not cost so much. Oh, you feel like you're throwing money away trying to level up gear when you got to spend more than the gear is even worth just on the pebbles. Doesn't matter if I go out and collect all the other resources, the pebbles drive the price. And I really think they need to do something about that. There needs to be some kind of a, depreciation. I think that's the word I'm looking for. I think they need to put a system in place where the longer a set has been out, like 6 months, 8 months, something like that, there needs to be some kind of a automatic change that takes place, or even 12 months, once a year, make it to where gear that's been out for at least a year drops from 3 pebbles to 2. And then another year goes by and it goes from 2 pebbles to 1, or just something. Another idea I had was coming up with an exchange system where you could turn in a certain type of resource or a certain number of pebbles to exchange for a different pebble. That could be an idea. I've got professions that I would love to level up the rest of the way, but it's just ridiculous. This one right here, this ring, it says it's almost 1.4 is the average price. And it doesn't matter. These 2 pebbles is almost 1.3 of that. If I went out and got all of these resources, I'm still paying 95% of the cost of the ring because of those 2 pebbles. And this one, it's worth 1.2 on average. Boom, almost 1.3 in 2 pebbles. There's just, it drives me nuts. I think I've hammered my point on this many times. Ooh, a new spell. I've never even seen this one. I like it because I'm actually reaching levels with my Hupper that I've never reached before. So I'm getting to see some of the spells, not necessarily use them yet, but all can see them. Deals HP in the fire element. That's kind of nice. This steals too, doesn't it? Yeah. That one's more of an AoE. Only 2 AP, 7 modifiable range. Straight line. Although this one's straight line too, it just has an AoE that goes across it. Well, my goal is to get to probably this Elemental Guardian. I'd like to get to the Elemental Guardian before I try to switch her into an actual set. That's my goal. We'll see what happens. I might get a little impatient, but the problem is the rest of my team is already 200. So it's not like she's going to be really changing the potency of my team unless I get her up to a decent set. Let's see, I leveled a SRAM to about level 50 before quitting just for the nostalgia. As a kid, I really wanted to try the lethal attack. Oh, very nice. Very nice. The SRAM is one of the classes that it's probably the class that I have the least experience with out of all 18 classes, which is kind of weird to think about. It's been here from the beginning, and yeah, I've just always been turned off to them because the AI can see your traps, and I just can't seem to get my brain past that. I'm like, point of calling them an invisible trap if they can just see right where they're at. That's all right though. I would say Eka is probably the second lowest on my list for having experience with them. I didn't play them for a long time, mainly because I didn't like all the luck aspect to them, but from what I understand, they're not really like that now, and I guess I just haven't gotten around to giving it a shot. My brother loves the Eka. The Sacrier and the Eka Flip are his two all-time favorite classes, which he's one of those that likes to leave and come back. You know, us true Dofus players, we all leave and come back. He's on a leave right now. He hasn't come back yet. He'll get there. But those are his two favorite classes. He'll always create a Sacrier and an Eka Flip. And man, the number of dungeons he managed to duo with just those two characters still blows my mind, because you just don't see that very often. Oh, almost had you. But you think you're gonna live? Watch this. Watch this, rat. Splat rat. Splat. You lived up to your name. All right. Let's go with, okay, you're -5, -10, -20. Ding, ding. You the winner. Lucky you. I'm glad that I can be counted among the real Dofus player. That's right. That's what I've always said. I'm like you're not a real Dofus player until you've left and come back at least twice, because we all do it. I don't know what it is. There's just something about this game. Treats us like a boomerang. Man, I'm really hitting a lot of the rhymes tonight. Poet. Didn't know it. The AI can't see the traps, but know the range and computers are really good at calculating all possible places you can put it. The AI in Retro is really dumb compared to 2.0. Yeah, well, they always seem to calculate exactly where mine are. I'll place them out here in some certain spot, and it'll walk straight up, go over, and then around it. And I'm like, it's invisible. It's invisible. How can you see it? And then the computer's like, I can see it. It squirts out the little pus on the top of his back. That's so disgusting. Oh, that rat is nasty. I'm sure that's what they were going for, and they did well. They nailed it. Just got back into Dofus myself, but the touch version, very nostalgic. Oh, nice. I'm glad you're enjoying touch. And I'm assuming you know of Challenger X. Anytime I hear somebody talking about how they play Dofus Touch, I try to make sure they know about his channel, because he does fantastic work on his videos, and his channel is strictly focused on Dofus Touch. Okay, let's see. Can we finish this guy off from a distance? From a distance, we all live in harmony. Something like that. Never heard of Challenger X, actually. Only problem I have with touch is my sausage fingers. Let me show them to you. Highly recommend his channel. And that's why I try to tell people about him, because it's hard to find the Dofus channels sometimes. This is Challenger X right here. A lot of effort into these. Highly recommend his channel. I don't know if he's got any cure for sausage fingers. Maybe you can ask him. What tips you got for sausage fingers? Trying to play touch. You know, handyman was the very first profession I got all the way to level 200. And the whole reason I did it is because I ran an 8-man team and I hated buying keys. And I used to make really good money selling keys until the bunch of keys were added to the game. And then it was over. Yep. That's another one of those quality of life things that were added, which I understand why they added it. I wasn't too happy about it, but I wasn't mad at them neither. Thanks, mate. You're right, though. It's tough getting English Dofus enthusiasts. There's more now than there probably ever has been. All the variants. You got Retro, you got Touch, you got 2.0, you got Wakfu. It's not Dofus, but it's, same content creator. But there's definitely more English content creators in all these categories today than there probably were even just 3 years ago. All right, let's just teleport to... Oh, gotta wait 2 more minutes. Well, I thought that would be faster. Oh my, what a nice surprise. Hey, Missile Gun, how are you doing? Surprise. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of random when I live stream. You just never know when it's gonna happen. I'm like that. Anybody else ever use one of those little jack-in-the-box things where you like slowly turn the handle and you hear it singing and doing its little thing, and you just don't know when all of a sudden it's gonna pop, scare the crap out of you? I'm kind of like that kind of a streamer. You know, you're watching my YouTube videos, you're seeing the content I make, and you're like, oh, this stuff's awesome. And all of a sudden, pop, I'm live streaming. You're like, what? Where'd that come from? I don't know. I got home from work today, kind of a long day of work, but I was like, man, I got so much energy. I don't feel up to like working on a video, but I want to play Dofus, and I'd love to chat with some people, if there's some people that want to chat. I have such nostalgia for the field dungeon. I was free to play as a kid the entire time I played, and I would run it over and over again. Did you ever spend a ton of time fighting? Remember how there used to be some crackler rocks right up here? And that's where you could basically get the best XP, and you had to fight mobs. Not mobs of enemies, but mobs of people trying to get the crackler mobs. Yeah, good old days. Sometimes I feel like playing Dofus and live streaming is just a chance for people to sit around and talk about the good old days of Dofus. It has some good days today too, don't get me wrong. But we all have those memories. Yes, I farmed my Eka for hours there. As soon as I got subscribed, the first thing I did was run as far away from that area as I could. All right, let's just do big groups. I want big groups. Massive groups of these things. 6, 7, anything really big like that? Well, like I might be nickel and diamond my way through these puppies. That's all right. Not like the fights will take that long. Of course, they'd go faster if I still had my AoE attack. If there was one thing I could just tell him, give it back, that's probably the one I would want. Those were good old days when I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, was way too young, but somehow got to level 50. There's a big group. That's what I was wanting. Oh man, if I had my AoE, this group would be over turn 1. Can you tell I'm still a little bitter? Still a little bitter about losing that AoE? Tiny bit. Oh, and I tried to use my, you know how they said the living chest now does damage, even if it has full health? I was like, sweet, that'll be nice. Have you guys seen the kind of damage it can do on turn 1 if it's full health? You seen it? I could show it to you if you'd like. It's impressively bad. Please do damage is damage. Okay, I'll show you. Here we go. We're gonna put it out there. It's gonna be epic, epic stuff. In fact, yeah, 7, lucky number, baby. Eat that. Oh, guess what? The living chest can now do damage, even at full health. Oh, thanks a lot. My level 200 chest just hit by 7. Let's go, boys. That's what I'm talking about, right? One day you'll face a boss who survived with 5 HP and you'll thank your chest for finishing off. That, you know, there's a good possibility of that. You may not be wrong. Okay, need a couple more hammers. Let's see, how many more hammers do we need here? We need 1 hammer. All right, let's start running back up this way then. Find a hammer that's on the way. Look at that, one little hammer all by himself. It's hammer time. You know that's why you guys like watch my streams. Corny jokes. You don't get this many other Dofus channel. You don't get jokes like that. Let's give her unable. The target is busy. Well, what's she busy doing? She ain't busy. She's just sitting there. There we go. I really want to get a panda off the ground, but the early levels feel kind of bad, honestly. You know, there's a lot of classes that kind of suck at the beginning. Like the Elios are really hard to use in the beginning levels, because if you want to use portals, it's a real pain. But you know, there's just a few classes that are like that. Pandas aren't too bad, I guess, compared to certain classes. I don't feel like they're too bad. But if the goal is to get all the way to like having a tank panda, that takes some time, because you can't really even build one until 150. You could build a decent one, because tank pandas, you don't care about how much damage they do. Resistance is all you care about. That, and you want to make sure you have as much AP and MP as you can. But other than that, they aren't there to fight. In fact, the first time I got my tank panda, I was so excited because I finally got the gear that got his resistance, because I kind of did it all in one night. Mine isn't top tier tank. He's like 50%, I think, in 3 elements, and then he's like 46 to 49 in the other 2. I mean, he's tank enough for me. I'm not too concerned about if he's 50% and everything. But I remember I got him all set up, and I was like, sweet. And I went out and ran some big dungeon, and I did an attack with him. And I was like, I just spent how much? And he hit by what? because I didn't even pay any attention to the stats. I was so focused on just the resistances that I didn't even think about the fact that he ain't gonna hit hard. Rogues are like that as well. Pretty difficult when you have few. Yeah, that's another really good example of a class that is really fun and really good. And the funny thing is too, as challenging as they are in the lower levels, you really begin to learn the class in those low levels because you're forced to. You're forced to figure out, okay, how can I overcome this obstacle or get past this situation when all I have is this little bit to work with. And you just really begin to learn the class so much better. Like even my Huppermage at the moment, everything I know about her so far is because of all the time I spent on Elizale. Everything beyond level 95, because I think she's 94, so all the way up until this spell right here, I know how to work them. I know what they do. But everything beyond this point, I haven't even looked at it yet. I've glanced at it, I'm like, ooh, volcano, it's a fire attack. It's a strength attack. That's as far as it's gone. I haven't actually used any of these spells. So I'm setting myself up for a learning curve already when I finally do pick them up to try to, start figuring them out. But when I'm on Elizale and I'm only using her, that's how I really get to know the class. Unfortunately, it just takes a long time to level characters on Elizale. May I have some blood? Thank you. Gosh, I hate it when people wear these. I always think that they're NPCs. I'm like, whoa, where'd they put an NPC out here? And that's when they really get me, is when there's been a big update. Because I'm like, oh, they had an NPC over here. That's cool. Nope, just a merch. Oh, speaking of that, I heard somebody found they tweeted it actually, that they found me in merch mode on Elizale. I already had a few people say they were gonna go over there and buy everything too. I was like, man, if I'd have known that had happened, I could have stuck some more things in the market. I just put a handful of things in there that I had on me. I was like, that worked out pretty good. Put a Pee-wee feather for 1 minute. There'd probably be somebody buy it. You'd be like, this was the Pee-wee feather sold by Benjamight. Be like, man, I had no idea those Pee-wee feathers were worth so much here on Elizale. Make some big video about it. Be like, yo, everybody, get these Pee-wee feathers. Sell them. They're worth millions of commas. Okay, over this way. We're getting closer. All right, yeah, I'll talk to you. You get me drunk if I remember right. And then I see a pink elephant, because why not? Who wouldn't like to see a pink elephant? I am looking to maybe do some sort of gameplay series again here in the not so far future, where I really focus on questing again, because I really enjoyed that. I enjoy everything I did on my Quest to 200 series. I'm pretty proud of a lot of that. I learned so much about YouTube, about editing, about building my PC, because the whole reason I built it is because it couldn't handle what I was trying to do. So much awesome stuff. So I'm very proud of that series. But I think if I do another Quest series, I want to do it differently so that I can keep up on it a little easier. Ooh, Nubs coming in with the jump scares. All right, who fell for it? Who just suddenly felt like you had an alien burst out of your chest? Hey, I'm gonna guess Tall Tale. You got one, Nubs? I tell you, when I used to have my headphones on when I would stream, those would get me so good. And the reason I don't do it now is because my whole family's asleep right now. I'm in the living room. My 2 boys are asleep on the other side of that wall, and my wife is asleep on the other side of the wall. It's on the other side of my green screen right here. I can't get too loud. And when I put my headphones on, I can't hear myself, which means I talk louder. And then people like Nubs comes in and plays jump scares at me, which, makes me scream sometimes. I'm okay with admitting that. And so yeah, I have to keep my volume down. So that's the only reason it's harder to get me now. Now, if I start doing some of those afternoon streams like I was thinking about doing from time to time, not very often, but from time to time, I might have my headphones on for that, or at least my volume turned up a lot louder. Okay, let's blast through this. Get the achievements from the last areas. Get them achievements. Oh my goodness, it's been almost 2 hours already. This has been fun. It amazes me sometimes how fast the time goes when I'm doing this, just because it's so much fun. Oh, my Hupper's getting closer. Hupper's getting closer. Looking forward to using her. Look at that pushback. Look at that pushback. Eat it. See you later. Okay, he said snipe. Stream snipe. Pew pew. Normally you're on the map somewhere when you say that, but I don't see it here, Nubs. What dungeon was that I was trying to run my team through or something like that, and you called all the way up to me with your Elio by yourself? I was like already 3 rooms into the dungeon or something like that, and you managed to catch up to me and do the little snipe. I don't remember which one it was, but I remember I was like, huh, okay, I see. Well played. Well played. Bunny sounded angry. It would be funny if they made it to where the bunny roared. That would catch people off guard. Guess I'll have to speed run the dungeon and catch up. I'm in room 4. You got your work cut out for you. Now I kind of want to speed through this. See if I can stay ahead of you. Robert White, best followers, Prime videos, Alex Castle. Wow, look at these people hopping in here, giving us some ways on how to get some awesome subscribers and stuff. That's pretty nice of them. Yep, time for the band hammer. Maybe, if it'll, there we go. Well, why won't it let me, oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Here we go. Now he's banned. Ah, it's clicking on the wrong thing. Bam. Okay, they should be gone now. All right, maybe that was a tactic from Nubs trying to delay me. I see what you're doing, Nubs. I see what you're up to. Trying to catch me. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen. If I can kill it, it will kill. Anybody else here big fans of Forged in Fire? Great show, isn't it? All right, let's collect our, get 2. Oh yeah, 2 levels. All right, we're closer. We are closer. And that comes up right about 2 hours. I think that's where I'm gonna have to end it tonight. I do have work tomorrow, and Nubs just showed up. I see you, Nubs. Nicely done, sir. Don't know when I'm streaming next, but maybe I'll see you on the next one. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.